Welcome everyone to the My Connection Financial Self-Defense Show. My name is Joseph Russo. I am the Executive Director for the National Council of Financial Education. We're here today to explore the internet-based businesses, and my guest today is James Jones. Welcome, James. Thanks for coming today.
My pleasure, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. The question I have for you basically is how easy is it to start an internet-based business?
Well, you can make it as easy or as hard as you want. You know, what I suggest people do is they explore it slowly. You know, don't quit your job and think you can start an internet business and start making money right off the bat. You need to explore your options. I've got some resources that I'll give you off my blog that people can go to see what they can do. And there's a lot of different internet businesses that you can start.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I understand you can actually make money in your pajamas. Is that true?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen that TV commercial with the guy that's in his underwear making money at his computer. But I mean, yeah. I mean, if you work from home, then you pretty much, you can wear whatever you want to wear. You can set your own hours. You're sort of the master of your own destiny. That's what I like about it.
Speaking about working at home, sometimes I know I've worked out of my home for a number of years. Sometimes it's difficult. What kind of problems come up?
Yeah, I think the two biggest problems are the distractions. Is the first one. It's the TV, and TV's always there, radio, kids, whatever. You need to treat your time working at home like you're working. You need to schedule it, and you need to have TV off and work. Then the second thing is probably because you are working at home, you tend to work all the time. So you need to schedule your work time because you will burn out quick if you don't.
What kind of businesses are sleeper businesses that nobody really felt that they were going to take off, and then all of a sudden they were very big successes?
Well, I mean, you mean like internet businesses?
Internet businesses, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about one that I started a few years ago. I was listening to a radio show. I think it was the Cigar Show, whatever that's called, Cigar Dave, I think. And someone on there was talking about making purses out of cigar boxes.
Out of cigar boxes?
Out of cigar boxes, yeah. I thought, that's a pretty neat idea. So I got on the internet, I started looking around doing some searches, and I noticed that there were a lot of people searching for cigar box purses. So I went on eBay and did some searches, and I found out that there were people selling cigar box purses on eBay.
That's unbelievable.
So then I had an idea. I thought, you know what? I bet people would pay money to learn how to make the cigar box purses. So I got together with my neighbor, and we did some videos, on-screen videos, showing people how to create a cigar box purse.
And you sold the videos?
And we sold the videos on eBay. So I went back to eBay, and I placed the videos on there, and we sold them for $29.99, I think is the price point. And we sold them for a couple of years. They sold really well. That business sort of died out because it was sort of a trend, or a fad, I should say, and it died out. But occasionally I will still sell one of those CDs.
What about businesses that are online that actually fail, and people try, they figure they had a good idea and it didn't quite work out?
What happens is people try to create a website or a business online, and they try to follow their passions. Mm-hmm. If you're passionate about something, they try to do a hobby or whatever, and that's absolutely the wrong way to go. You want to find something that you know is going to make money. And you might have a list of passions, 25 hobbies or whatever. If none of those hobbies is really something that is going to make money, then you're sort of wasting your time. You need to look for a market first. What are people? Joe, I had no inkling that I would ever sell how to make cigar box purses on eBay.
That certainly wasn't a passion of yours.
As a child, I did not dream of doing that.
Right.
But I found the market, and the market led me to create the product, and then that's where my passion came from then, because then once I got into it and started making money, I'm like, wow, this is great.
Well, I think that's very interesting. I know as an appraiser, I see retail businesses that fail, and I find they're very niche businesses, and people love what they're doing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the consumer is going also to love what they're going to do.
Exactly.
So even though it's like you're right, if it's their passion, doesn't mean everybody else really likes it. What about secret shopper programs? I see a lot of advertisements with secret shopper programs.
Yeah,
do they work?
Mystery shopping and
Mystery
stuff like
shopping.
that. Yeah. You can make some money with that. There's a lot of scams in that because there are companies set up that just sell the how to make money with mystery shopping programs. And the best way to do that, if you want to get into mystery shopping, is go to Craigslist, Craigslist.net, and look in the jobs section there. I think there's a section there called etc. Mm-hmm. And the legitimate shopping companies will post their jobs on Craigslist.
Oh, really? But
right.
Isn't Craigslist full of scams, though? You just have to be careful.
I mean, yeah, you do need to be a little bit careful, but you know, for the most part, Craigslist is pretty good. I use it a lot.
Yeah.
I use it to hire people. You know,
I know they have big scam alerts on. I know I've been very successful on Craigslist personally.
Yeah, I mean, generally with Craigslist, they have a flagging mechanism where if someone thinks something's a scam, they can flag it, and if a post gets 3 flags, then it's gone.
Right.
So people on there, they will monitor it pretty well.
Right. I know you had mentioned to me that you have a number of websites. What's involved in getting a website up and running where you can actually make money with it?
Well, I mean, the first thing you need is a domain name, and basically, you know, that's the www.whatever domain, and generally.
And you can search for them pretty easily when you do a domain name search.
Sure. I use GoDaddy. It's www.godaddy.com, and I search in there to see if the domain is available, because obviously only one person can own a domain,
right?
Because there's only one of them. So you search in there to see if it's available, and if it is, you can register it. It costs $10 a year to register a domain name, and then once you do that, then you need to have hosting, and hosting is just some place to put your website that's always on the internet. You know, it's on the internet 24 hours, 7 days.
I think GoDaddy does that as well.
GoDaddy will do that. I don't use GoDaddy for that because they're a little more expensive, and basically, really, they're just a little more involved in doing it. I use a hosting company called HostGator, and they charge, I think it's $14.99 a month, $14.99 a month.
Right.
So you know, it's pretty cheap.
Reasonable. That's very reasonable.
You know, and then as far as the next step would be, you know, developing your web pages and your website. And you know, if you've never done that, what I suggest you do is go to a community college or somewhere and take a class in basic website development, because it's not very hard to do. You can also buy books like the Dummies editions, like the Dummies Guide
Websites for Dummies.
Exactly.
Right.
Or HTML for Dummies. HTML is just the language that you program or write websites in. It's very easy. So, you know, best thing is take a class.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I know that there are some sites that have templates, but then again, you may have a template that might match someone else, so you want to have something that's individualized.
Sure. I mean, you could use a template and make some changes to it. And then the other way is to get someone else to design your website for you, you know, outsource it to someone. And if you go that route, you're going to want to get a lot of quotes, because the range of price is just, you know, very little to a lot.
James, what about setting up products and setting up a shopping cart? How difficult is that?
Well, there's really 2 ways you can go about doing that. You know, first way is do it yourself, and you know, you need to research the market and find a product to sell. And what I suggest you do for that is go to eBay and start looking at the products that are selling there. You know, do a search and look on the completed auctions. You know, something that has already sold and is selling regularly, and that's the type of product that you want to sell. And then you need to figure out how to get that product, become a distributor for it, and that's a little different than the affiliate program thing. But what you would do is you would say go to Google, and whatever the product, let's just say that the product is bird cages. So you type in Google, type in bird cages, and then type in dealers. And then maybe type in bird cages, and dealer login would be a good one. That way you can find websites that have dealer logins, so you know they take dealers.
Right.
And then you'll have to get the shopping cart set up. You can go to Yahoo, and Yahoo has a small business shopping cart there. That's, you know, it's pretty much just push button simple. You know, and that's the do-it-yourself way. If you want to get some help doing that, there's coaching programs out there that go to my blog at www.jamesjjones.com, and I'll give you some links to some of those.
I think for the beginner, I think probably GoDaddy or Yahoo would probably set up a shopping cart for them initially, just if you're going to have 1 or 2 items to sell. I guess that would be the best way.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just do it that way. Now, what about tricks with Google? I know that people, Google and Yahoo, they have all these search engine optimization companies. What they want you to do is pay them to get placed. I get calls because I got about 4 websites, and I'm always getting calls probably every day now at this point to help me get placed properly. Well, are there any tricks that you can use to get better placement?
Well, it seems like there's always some type of backdoor trick going around to get placed in Google, but they